Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Chelsea and Family. So today's video is going to be a quick one. It's just a pregnancy update between weeks 9 and 11. So when I did my last video like announcing that I was pregnant, I was exactly 9 weeks. Sorry, it's morning time, as you can probably tell. I have to get this done early because I just won't have time any other time today, and I wanted to get this done yesterday, but I was also in the midst of filming a different video for you guys, as well as getting our new couch in here. And so in the morning times I get a little congested, so I apologize if I sound like I'm clearing my throat a lot. I don't mean to, but I just wanted to give this quick update for you guys before my busy day begins, and I really want to get this video out to you. So when I left off in my last video, I was exactly 9 weeks, and just like the rest of that week, and if I'm looking down, you know, it's because I got my notes, because I will forget everything if I don't have notes. So I was still getting, I started getting migraines, and I don't know if that was like a hormonal thing. I told you guys this in my last video, I have been dealing with a lot of like nasal congestion. Like 3 weeks ago, Olivia gave me a cold that she had gotten from school, and like it was mostly just like nasal. I didn't have like a cough, I didn't have a fever, nothing like that, but it started with that, and then here we are 3 weeks later, and it is still continuing. My upper lip is still like all chapped and like dry, and it's just terrible. So I don't know if the migraines started because of all the nasal congestion or hormones. I'm assuming it's hormones because I was starting to get them very frequently. I would get them like once every other day, and then like in my last video, which I filmed last weekend, I had gotten a really bad one in the morning, and it was terrible. Like I was so sick. And so yeah, and like I don't like to take anything when I'm pregnant unless I absolutely have to. I know there's a lot of talk going on about not taking at first they say you can take Tylenol when you're pregnant, and then they say that now they're saying that like it can cause autism or something like that. But I took it throughout my pregnancy with Olivia. She was fine. Now I know every pregnancy is different, but like how I live my entire life, pregnant or not, I don't take something unless I feel like I actually need it. So with these migraines, I have been taking extra strength Tylenol, but that was just for about a week and a half that I was having to do that. Luckily, knock on wood, wherever there's wood, I have not been getting the migraines anymore. I hope that that continues. They are terrible. So I haven't been taking anything unless I am able to take my prenatal at night. So that's good. And in week 9, I was also still experiencing nausea, mostly in the mornings and at bedtime, but you know, morning sickness comes and goes whenever it wants to. So I would definitely feel it at certain points, like during the day. And so I told you guys in the last video talking about pregnancy that I was having some breakouts, just like a little bit on my face. Well, later that week, it had gotten worse. I was getting them like all behind my ears and on my neck right here on both sides. I still kind of have like a little bit, but it's not like it was. And then I was getting it like on my chest right here, which I never ever break out on my chest, ever. And then mostly like just around my lips, like right in this area, it gets really oily right here. And then I had a good size one like in the crease of my nose, one like in my eyebrow. It was so annoying. James, I believe, is the only pregnancy I had where I didn't break out. I had that glow that they talk about. And I didn't see it then, but looking back at pictures of when I was pregnant with him, I'm like, man, I was glowing. I wish I looked like that with all my pregnancies. I look like a haggard mess now. But that was really it for week 9. There wasn't much else to it. And then going into 10 weeks, I still had some migraines. I think they were starting to ease. They weren't coming as often. And then towards the end of week 10, I hadn't had any at all. So, so those were starting to ease. Nausea also started easing. I wouldn't say that it's completely gone because I definitely have my moments where I get nauseous, but as you can see, and please don't mind my nasty nails, I plan on taking the rest of the purple nails off today. So like some of them have fallen off and some of them have not. It looks terrible. And you'll probably see that in the video I was filming yesterday, but I do plan to take these off today and start to look normal again. But anyways, going back to what I was saying, I do feel nauseous here and there, but as you can see, I am drinking coffee again. That kind of started towards the end of week 10, I would say probably about 10 weeks and 4 days, maybe 5 days, probably 4 days, 10 weeks, 4 days. I was actually able to start drinking coffee again. I am not repulsed by it. I don't like to smell like the grounds itself because my sense of smell is still very heightened and it just is overpowering for me. And yeah, I don't like it. But this is a small cup and I usually can get through 1, maybe 2 of these in the morning. I try to just keep it at 1 just to enjoy something when I first wake up, and then I'll switch to tea. And so yeah, so I am able to drink coffee again. Nausea is starting to ease, which at first I was getting kind of nervous about because even though like my pregnancy app, and I don't know if I mentioned this in the last video, I use the Baby Center pregnancy app, and then I also like to use the Ovia pregnancy app. I used the Ovia app when I was tracking my periods, and now I use it for the pregnancy one. And it's not necessary to have 2 apps, but I like to just have 2 because I like to compare both of them because they all do different things. They all share different things. They all relate to different things or have different tips and stuff. So that's why I use both. But back to what I was saying, I know I bounce around a lot when I talk. I'm sorry. It said going into week 10 that over the next few weeks, your morning sickness should start to ease. Just from my past experiences with my other pregnancies, all my other pregnancies, I was still sick by week 10. I don't think that my nausea eased until going into my 2nd trimester. So I was kind of starting to get nervous when I was able to drink coffee and noticed I wasn't as nauseous because I still hadn't had my appointment yet. And so I was a little nervous that things were, my symptoms were starting to go away. I have had a miscarriage in the past, and so I was pretty nervous about that. But I will talk more about that in a minute. And then so I am currently today 11 weeks and 2 days. I had my doctor's appointment at 10 weeks and 6 days. So I was right before, right before 11 weeks. And luckily, when I went to my appointment, everything was good. I was so nervous. I got to my appointment early and I was just kind of sitting outside. I ate a donut to make myself feel better. It didn't really make me feel better. I was still super nervous. And I was very nervous going in. I didn't know what to expect. I was so afraid I was going to go in there and they were going to do the ultrasound and he was going to say there wasn't a heartbeat. I let my emotions get the best of me. I was asking everybody to pray for me. I was continuously saying the same prayer over and over again, which is not necessary to do. God hears you the first time. I was just trying really hard to surrender my feelings to him and allow myself to accept that whatever the outcome was, it was in his hands and I was going to be okay either way. But I just was so nervous. I wasn't taking my mind off of it. I wasn't allowing God to take those feelings from me because I am such a control freak. But I felt so out of control and I was very nervous. But to my surprise, well, not surprise, but to put me at ease, he, was doing the ultrasound and just trying to like talk to me. He knew I was nervous. And just after like a minute of being on there, maybe not even a full minute, it felt like a full minute, but it was probably more like 30 to 40 seconds. He said, well, there is a heartbeat. And like, I was relieved, but the first thing I said was, there's not two in there, is there? Because there's been so many people like just joking with me saying like, oh, Chelsea, you better not be having twins. Or they'd say like, oh, watch, you're going to go to your appointment. There's going to be two in there. And they're mostly just joking with me because my sister did just have twins. And so, I'm the next pregnancy since that. And so they're just all joking around with me. But he laughed and he said, no, there's not two in there. There's just one. And he turned it around. He turned the screen around and showed me. And he showed me where the flicker was of the heartbeat. And he's like, oh, the baby's dancing around. It's waving at you. And it was moving around a lot. And it just was such a relief all day long. I was in such a good mood. I just thanked God all day long for just this amazing blessing and how easy he's made this pregnancy for me. I couldn't be more grateful because my last pregnancy in the beginning was so hard. I was so sick. I had to have an anti-nausea medicine after a while because I couldn't even get through my days. I couldn't eat anything. It was so bad. And I was so afraid that this pregnancy was going to be like that. But I was afraid of it because I didn't have just two. I had 3 kids and I have to get up early. I got to bring them to school. I have so much to do. And then I also have a job myself that starts at 6 a.m. And I didn't know how I was going to function with that. And I was kind of nervous about the first trimester when I was going to start getting sick. And thank the Lord, he has made this so easy on me. I've definitely felt nausea. It's not like I haven't had any sickness, but I'm not constantly throwing up. And as you can see, it's starting to ease already in just at week 11, which I'm so grateful for. I haven't had any loss of appetite. If anything, I just eat more. I eat constantly so that I don't feel a hunger void because that hunger void makes me nauseous. So I know I went off on a little rant right there, but I just wanted to express my gratitude and my thankfulness that he has done this for me. And I am so sorry for anybody else that's going through their first trimester and struggling. I have been there and it sucks. And I just pray that it starts to ease for you and you can start to enjoy your pregnancy. And that leads into, I have no specific cravings. I think I maybe just mentioned that. I have no specific cravings at all. I have been craving ice cream this last week, and we finally got some last night, but I don't think that that's unusual. With Olivia, my last pregnancy, and I relate to her pregnancy a lot just because hers was more recent and I remember it more. But with her, I craved a lot of salty stuff. I craved a lot of French fries and fried chicken and chicken nuggets. I constantly wanted that stuff. But this time around, I don't have any specific cravings. I just like to eat a lot. And I haven't gained too much weight. I think at this point I've gained about 8, maybe 9 pounds. Excuse me. I'm trying not to gain too much weight too fast. I am trying to make it a point to eat healthier foods. And that's not to say I don't eat unhealthy foods, because I do, but I really want to make it a point to eat more nutritious foods, because I do struggle to take my prenatal. I'm always afraid it's going to make me sick. And with every pregnancy I've had, the baby just takes everything from me. I become anemic, very low on iron. My teeth are just so incredibly sensitive because I know I don't take in enough calcium. I don't eat cheese other than when it's like on something. I don't just like to eat it by itself. And I don't drink milk by itself unless it's like in my coffee or in a smoothie or something. So I definitely lack in calcium, and that's not good, because whatever you're not like putting into your body's going to take from you to provide for the baby. And I just really don't want that this time around. So I'm trying to make sure I have like a lot of nutrients going into my body to make up for whatever I'm not taking in my prenatal. And I do take my prenatal, it's just not consistent. And so I am trying to make those changes. A lot more berries, a lot more greens, a lot more sweet potatoes. And I can tell you so far I have not done the greatest job at that, not as good of a job as I want to be doing. So those are kind of my goals going forward, is trying to add more nutritious foods to my diet, as well as my kids and my husband too. He did just go to the dentist recently, and he hasn't been to the dentist in years, and he had 10 cavities. And then like my kids all went to the dentist and things look good for them. But I know that sugar is just such a bad thing for our bodies. And I just want to add in some healthier things for my kids so that their teeth don't start falling apart, or they just grow up to be healthier. A lot of times I try to be on that, but recently I have very much so slacked, and I've just been giving them sugar cereals, like Hostess cupcakes and fruit roll-ups. And I don't usually buy stuff like that, but I've just been kind of being lazy with shopping lately. And I just want to get back to having them eat more fruits and vegetables and more nutritious dinners. So sorry, I know I'm going off on these tangents, and you just want me to get to the point. So really the last couple things is I am still experiencing heartburn and indigestion. And if anything, that's what brings on my nausea, is experiencing that heartburn and indigestion. I'm not really doing much for that. I do have Tums, and they're like the chewy cherry Tums. But I feel like those make me nauseous. So something that someone told me a long time ago, like back when I was pregnant with James, if you're experiencing heartburn, if you like pickles and you can tolerate them, drink pickle juice. And so last night for lunch, I decided to eat spaghetti yesterday. And that was a bad idea. I had such bad heartburn and indigestion. Like I felt like it was all sitting right here, and it was just like burning. And so last night I drank some pickle juice and ate a couple of the pickles, and it felt so much better. So maybe try that, or if you can tolerate vinegar, Just like a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar helps as well. Or my sister likes to drink this apple cider vinegar tea. She does green tea, honey, lemon juice, and a little apple cider vinegar. And she said that that really helps her. So I don't personally like that tea, so I don't drink it. But if you think that you could tolerate it, you could try it. And last but not least, the baby right now at 11 weeks is the size of a strawberry, which is approximately 1.5 inches long. And so I will insert a picture for you of some of the ultrasound pictures, and then I will also insert a picture of my current belly state. Thank you so much for watching this long video. I said it was going to be short, and here we are 20 minutes later. I'll try and cut it down for you guys. But thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you decide to hit that subscribe button and follow me on this journey of my last pregnancy. And if you also enjoy cleaning, cooking, organizing, decluttering, I do that on this channel as well. So thanks guys, and I'll see you in the next one.